Here, the salt mine has been working since the 11th century. In Tao Denis, the landscape changes with the day. A pockmarked landscape of tailings from the hand-dug pits where the salt is mined. The abrasive sand grinds away slowly on the bodies of the men who continue to work the salt. Many have terrible sores all over their feet and hands.
There are days when your arms hurt, but there are no doctors here. There is nothing. There are men who have bad wounds like this. It's really hard. But what are you going to do?
The salt tablets are loaded on the camels as the people prepare to head out. They will spend about 14 days heading south to Timbuktu. For them, crossing the desert is not merely getting from here to there, it is a process. In the Sahara Desert, there is no reference point. As far as the eye can see, it's an absolute sea of sand. Nighttime comes and goes. The sun rises large in the sky. As the caravans move out on these long journeys, the guides utilize skills which have been developed slowly, literally over generations. They read the direction of the stars. They use the orientation of the sand dunes and tracings in the sand that mark the direction of the prevailing winds. As they travel through the desert, they come upon well after well, where the caravans stop and allow their camels to drink. It's the continuation of a tradition, a means of survival that's been alive for 1,000 years. During their trip, the caravan encounters rain, causing them to stop. The rain affects the salt and will cause it to break if it is not allowed to dry out. They are at least a 10 days walk north of Timbuktu, in the middle of the Syrian desert, down to a liter or two of water. But they don't panic. They remain extraordinarily calm. They send a guide to track down a rumored well and hope that the rains have been sufficient. With the little water they have left, they brew some tea. They have learned to adapt to the desert landscape, using the knowledge gained from their ancestors over the centuries. As they get closer to Timbuktu, as far as the eye can see, the sand and the sky blends together. The camel caravans arrive in Timbuktu. They very carefully unload the camels one salt block at a time. They stack the salt blocks in a little adobe courtyard. They prepare to make the journey back to Tao Denis, continuing the cycle of the salt caravan.